Dun, 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 dun.
This is the MMA Takes Podcast with your host, Brian Petrie.
Boys hurting for certain. Migraine City over here, but guess what? No excuses. Play like a champion. And this is a big card. I canceled about 10 minutes later. I said, Timbo, we're live. I ran out of my medicine that I usually take that helps me. I don't give a fuck. We're here. We're picking this card. I'm a little low energy. I apologize. Tim's going to pick it up for me. Regardless of my energy, regardless of how I'm feeling, we got motherfucking winners. And that's what you're here for. You're here for the winners. You're here to hear the DFS lineup. You're here to hear my props. I got a slime ball that I don't want to guarantee a win, but I'm going to go ahead and guarantee a dub. So we'll give that out throughout the card. Some props, some interesting props that are jumping off at me. Last week I didn't go super prop heavy. The week before that, I think like all I did was props. So it really depends on the card. I do like some of these props on this card. And and we're going DraftKings. DraftKings is the official sponsor or special sports book of UFC now. I have signed up. I am not in a state right now, so I got to make my first deposit tomorrow. But I'll be playing both. I'll be playing FanDuel and DraftKings. DraftKings has that sick promotion where you bet $1 for someone to land a punch in the main event. You get $100. They give me 101 odds. You can only bet $1, basically giving you free $100 to spend. I like that. Welcome to DraftKings. And welcome, Tim Mitchell. How you feeling? But let me ask you this question before we get started. How are you feeling about your picks? Is there any pick that you regret? Because we got strict rules that you can't switch after we make them. Is there any pick that you're like, man?
I'm feeling good. The ones I am iffy on, the odds are worth it.
Sure.
There's a couple of your picks, and one in particular that I might call you out on later. Where I'm going to do it now. Your Batista pick, as a send him home.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to do a new strategy for the DFS show here, as far as kind of why I'm doing the picks that I'm doing. And I was looking at as far as who's got the best odds to send their opponent home. And Batista's got like a plus 480 to send his guy home. So you're putting your nuts on the table there, brother, and I like it.
I like Batista. I'm actually going to play send him home. I'm actually looking at right now. That's one of the props I was going to bring up. I might do a little double dip, but Batista by decision is plus 120. Batista by KO is plus 350, and by submission is plus 550. Trevor Jones has never been knocked out before. He got rocked in his last fight, but he has been submitted. Meyer Batista, MMA Lab guy, hasn't fought a lot in UFC, but has shown. I mean, his UFC debut was against fucking Sandhagen, where he looked good until he got armbarred, and he hasn't lost since then. He's coming off a sick finish over. I think it was it's the fucking male nurse. Goddamn, I can't think of his name. This is where the migraine comes in. I was just looking at it. It was the male nurse. Miles Johns. That's right. He just finished Miles Johns by knocking on round 2. That guy's no chump. I mean, that guy's a good wrestler. So yeah, I'm confident. I like that. I didn't want to go like if I didn't lock up Izzy, I would say Izzy would be my send him home because I'm more confident now than I was yesterday on him finishing. Obviously, I could have went Nunes, the little bitch route. I didn't. And then when you look at this card, I picked Rakic to win, but if there's going to be a finish in that fight, it's going to be Santos. I don't think Rakic's knocking Santos. I think he's just going to he looked huge.
That's what Deb was saying.
Looked huge.
So are you leaning any way on any of the fights post weigh-in?
Yeah. So I don't like when guys miss weight in fight because the record for the guy that misses weight's always better. Like guys that miss a pound or two, they're like 5-1 or some crazy. So I picked Joe B and I locked him up as my underdog lock. So that's the only one that I'm a little nervous about because that's already a tough fight as it is. Askar Askarov is a tough task for an older, confident shot Joe B.
Yeah. Now
you're giving the guy like he didn't even attempt to weigh in again.
That's what I was going to ask you.
He just took the weight. So that usually, and it was only 1.5 pounds or almost 2 pounds. And usually if a guy's not going to attempt it means he's sucked out, which is, you would think, oh, great. But it just means that he didn't have to kill himself to get down to what he was supposed to. And that could obviously play an advantage tomorrow night when he's already, he's bigger than Joe B at 125. And So that's the only one that really has me nervous. That's the one that, even though I locked him up, I don't know if I'm going to bet. I might. I'll probably do a parlay. But the one lock that I should have brought this up on the broadcast last night. When I texted you guys, hey, let me give you my underdog lock now. Let me lock him up. So, you know what I mean? I was joking around. It was Kyler Phillips. Devin took Kyler Phillips. Big on this kid. I think Kyler Phillips is he's my absolute lock. I'm betting him 3 different ways. I think he's going to go out there and put on a show. I really do. Song Yadong's 23. He wins these decisions, scrapes by and wins these decisions. I think he's going to have his hands full. I think the 23 years old, these young guys, unless you're John Jones, when you're this young, you run into a guy that's better than you, and I think that's Kyler Phillips. So I like that pick. So that was going to be my underdog lock. So then I had to kind of scramble because my backup was Dom Cruz, and he took Cruz. So then I kind of had to like, oh, who do I like? And I'm not super confident Aylon Cruz, who I got at plus 144. And that's where the weigh-ins. I'm really not that confident in him because Medic is so much bigger than him.
Yeah.
Size doesn't mean everything, but when 2 younger, a little bit inexperienced guys, size does matter. So that scares me. But other than that, I think I picked a good card. I mean, I think it's going to come down to Izzy for me. I'm going to get fucking, a 2-point swing when he wins. So if I'm down 2 or down 1, head into the main event, he gets that finish quick. Daddy's
a tie. This baby stays home. We ain't playing for ties.
No, you're right. Draw goes to the champ, babe. Draw goes to the champ. I'm well aware of that.
I'll tell you what, though. Speaking of Song Yadong, I think I may have needed to hop off that hype train. Maybe last fight, maybe the Cheetah fight. Granted, he won, but like you said, we weren't happy with that decision because when he first came in and the way he was putting guys away and the way that Alpha Male and specifically Uriah Faber hyped him up, he was like the phenom, man. Right. He was like.
It was also 21 when he came in. Yeah. So young
and just Jack City.
Yeah, and I think he's a good fighter. I really do. I mean he's only 23, right? So there's some holes in his game, mainly cardio and mainly having that power to go 3 rounds. Like Cheeto Vera just outworked them, and in Song Yadong's so special that he somehow made it through that fight, even though he was getting kind of outclassed at some points, and then got gifted a decision. Our boy Christian says, "Why is Drake's bro wearing a Mavs hat?"
Luka, bro.
Thought you were fucking a Raptors dude. That's Drake released some new music today. It's pretty good actually. Late to the party. Look at this fucking Kentucky waterfall Christian's got there. That's nice.
Yes, sir. You put me onto that today. I didn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, we called it when I was growing up. It was called an STLB. Short top, long back. That's what. Yeah, I grew up when I lived with my dad, my real dad. It was kind of the hillbilly part of Cincinnati. It's called Cleves. It's train tracks and just hillbilly ass shit. And there were a lot of kids in my growing. I mean, when I was in school in the early 90s. There's a lot of kids that had STLBs. That's what they called it, STLBs. And it wasn't until later on I heard a mullet. My boy here, Cleve, stand up. That's my Delhi guy. Delhi hillbilly.
Man, he's got a mullet too. He's got fucking dog.
Dog bounty hunter.
Dog.
Yeah. That's my guy right there. Delhi is where we reside now, which is the most gorgeous place in Cincinnati. I need to retweet this. I'm true. But yeah, STLBs, and then you got and then Kentucky waterfalls, a little bit of Mississippi mudslides. And then now you got guys like Christian rocking it like kind of like European style. Right? Like he's like a good looking dude and he's young and he's like, hey, look at me. I'm rocking this ironically. And other people will see Christian with it, like old fucking dudes, and they go, oh shit, mullets are back. Right. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, dude, you can't pull that off because you're a 50-year-old man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I blame Christian for a lot of the old man mullets that are still around. So
the resurgence of the mullets.
It's Christian's fault, right? Yeah, this younger guy, cool guy with the that's his fault. So let's get to some DFS. Give me your first fighter. Give me your first guy. You like to start off hot. You like to start off big.
I do like to start off big, and these I've been in Tinkertown all day with these bad boys. Because I'm putting my nuts on the table. I'm putting my wallet on the table for this. Last week I gave some pretty goddamn good advice. Went 5-0, and then
You had to go against me, dude.
What the fuck is his name?
You're talking about
Rosenstruck.
Yeah, Rosenstruck. You had to go against me, dude.
God, dude, that was a tough 25 minutes, man. But yeah, I gave some good picks, and when you go with these lower price guys, that's the risk you got to take, man. And he ended up getting like 20 points. He landed like fucking 20 shots through 25 minutes. It was a long 25 minutes, but I've obviously, I made some money off of it, so I got a lot to play with this week. So I was trying to switch up the strategy, and I wanted to take a look. Send them homes specifically in the first round, and send them homes in general are going to get you the most fantasy points, the most bang for your bucks.
Right.
So that's one of the factors I wanted to look at this week, and then also I do want to take advantage of the 3 25-minute fights because that's obviously more time. That's the two factors I
well, there's one guy. There's more than one guy, but there's two guys. One, what you just laid out, what you want to do for this week. There's two guys that are screaming off my page right now for what you just classified.
Are you Petroyan and Aljo? Yeah. So I think
yeah, you could go both, right? I forgot that, but Petroyan, to me, I think it's going to be a violent fight for him. I feel like he's going to land a lot of shots.
Yep.
And the other guy was Izzy. I think Izzy's going to fucking style. I know you didn't pick Izzy, but I think style.
And I'm going to have multiple lineups, but this is going to be my $20 lineup. So this week, this is the biggest pay-per-view of the year so far. Granted, we're only in March, but this is a $20 entry with $1 million up top,
and
as far as total prices.
So the chances of everyone having the same lineup probably is the percentage is a little lower compared to a 9-fight card. I mean, there's 15 fights people can pick. Yeah.
Absolutely. So $200,000 for first place, $1 million total prizes, $20 entry fee. Let's rock it. Petroyan is in my lineup. He's only 8,400. To be a champ, he's not a defending champ, is he? He hasn't defended these.
Hasn't defended yet. No, won it, and then COVID hit, and he kind of got trapped in his country for a little bit. But yeah, not defending yet.
Yeah, but the champ five round fight has got 2 finishes in his last 2. I haven't even looked at prior to that, but this guy's a finisher. So, he's going to benefit from going the full 25 minutes and getting the points from all the shots he lands, or he's going to finish him and get that. So I think Petroyan was a must start there.
That's a good play. I like Petroyan a lot. I like him. DraftKings, which I'm fairly new to, they have like these built-in parlays, right? That is pretty cool, and it's like Petroyan to win and over 3.5 rounds, which I think it's going to go. And if I hit yes, that's plus 225. That's sexy to me because I think Petroyan's going to win. I think it's going to go 3.5 rounds because I think Aljo is going to start hot, right? And I think he's going to move a lot, and then Petra's slowly going to chip away. That power slowly going to really catch up to Aljo, who's not used to taking a beating. Like the guy likes to hit and not get hit, right? And I think Petra's going to hit him, and I see Aljo bloodied up, and towards the later of the fight, Petroyan doesn't get tired. I mean, Aljo's got great cardio too, but when you're getting fucking slugged in the face by a heavy-handed 135er, that's going to be a problem later in the fight. So that's a great pick for DFS. I'm all over Jan. It's so crazy how, like, because I was all over Aljamain when this fight got announced. Like, I was all over because he's coming off the Sandhagen win, and I got wrapped up in Jan's record because he hasn't had the best UFC competition. He's fought some good guys, but not the best.
Right.
When I went outside his UFC stuff, I'm like, dude, listen. A lot of these fucking Russians now, I mean, Russians back like maybe 10 years ago, if you started, they got some softballs, but Russian fighters now, and Jan traveled the world too. He didn't just fight in Russia, but they don't get fucking softballs, dude. They get these fucking wrestlers with really bad haircuts, and they're trying to take you down and kill you, and they're trying to be the next Khabib, right?
Yeah.
So, and he went through that with only 1 loss, and it was a questionable loss. So, I mean, the dude's a savage, and all week I love how he's been carrying himself. The weigh-ins were sick today. I don't know if you saw the stare down there. They were jawing at each other a little bit. Petroyan said he saw him shaking, and Aljo's like, "What? What are you talking about? What?" It was a really good stare down. These boys are gonna go fucking after it. So
I'm looking forward to
my follow-up question, because on the flip side, this is a very close fight. Aljo can dominate, and if he does, it's going to be control points. Are you willing to take Aljo in your lineup, even though you took Jan?
No, I'm not.
No.
And to be quite honest with you, I hadn't considered that because I'm so hell bent on thinking, because we don't get, I can't remember the last time we've had 3 title fights actually,
Right.
but I mean the 2 title fights. And generally when we do, it's mixed with the women's title fight. It's the main, or even Amanda Nunes may be the main event, but then the men's. It's not often that we get 2 men's division title fights.
Right. And sick ones too. Like we got technically a super fight, even though I wouldn't consider Jan a super fighter at this point. He is the champion though, so it's champ stuff. And then Nunes, who's the GOAT, but that's kind of a squash. And then you got Jan and Aljo, which again is the most competitive fight. Devin Tejada, the gambling expert, chimed in. Jan at plus 25 for over 3.5 is a smart play. You're goddamn right, Devin's a smart play. Take my advice. Go and hammer that, bruh. Let's do it, Dev. Let's get your beak wet a little bit, okay? Let's get you gambling, kid.
Yeah, Dev, get on some DraftKings and use my referral link.
Tell him, Timbo.
Use my referral link, bro.
Yeah, man. Get that referral link in there. All right, let me get your second DFS play here. You haven't hit a slime ball yet for me. I'll tell you if you get a slime ball guy from me.
And back to your point about the using both fighters from the same fight. In a 9-card fight, sure. But with this one, there's 15 fights, so there's fucking, 8 winners, 7 winners. I don't know. Oh, there's 15 winners now. So I mean, there's going to be
there's going to be 15 winners. 30 fighters fighting, half win, right?
Yeah,
maybe 14 winners. There could be a draw.
Could be some DQs. Yeah. But just those points you get for winning, you can't. There's too much value on this card for that.
Right.
And I think Petr Yan, if he goes out there and dominates like I'm anticipating him to, he's worth it. But next guy. He's got the send him home capability, and he's got the 5-round capability, but it's only a 3-round. But we saw what he did against John Jones. That's Thiago Santos. He's sitting at 7,600. With the power that the fucking hammer has, he can get a 1st-round knockout.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, but and I'd like to see
if he touches you, he hurts you. And Rakic, he's built well, but his head's not that big. His jaw's not that big. He's got a long neck. Historically, guys that are built like him from the shoulders up usually can't take a punch. And I've seen him get hurt before in the UFC and outside the UFC in kickboxing. So he's got to be smart here. I took Rakic because of his size and taking him down. But you're right. If you're looking at DFS, you're looking at send him homes. You're looking to get motherfuckers out of there. At an underdog price at plus 138. Thiago Santos lands a hammer. Night.
Jinx. Yeah, Minnesota. So 7,600. You can't beat that. My next guy. This is I'm kind of throwing this out there, and this was only based on his odds because I believe he was like a plus 100 to finish the fight by KO, and that's Carlo Silberg.
Okay.
He's 9,000, which is expensive. That is a steep price, but. I'm trying to play the numbers here. At the end of the day, granted, MMA is a lot different than other sports because anything can happen, but the numbers are the numbers for a reason. And this guy being, basically even money to send a guy home, I think that's well worth it. So I'm taking Olberg there for the 9,000.
I like that. Yeah, Olberg for his prop for KO, which let's face it, that's the only way he's going to win is by KO or decision. Decision for Olberg to win. Excuse me, I got this little betting window up here. Decisions plus 225, KOs plus 120. Both those are in the pluses. I like that. Kenny Njoku was the last dude to weigh in. Made weight. Did not look good physically to me. He's a big boy for 205, but he didn't look all that great physically. Olberg is a handsome boy. Looks to be pretty fucking ripped up. Again, training with Christian fucking his mom is a sharp. My mom says there are a lot of tractor fighters on this card. What do you think about building a lineup?
There are some beautiful people on this card.
There's some good looking guys on this card. I did back on the MMA Takes days. I had a website called MMA Takes. I did a top 5 best looking fighters, and I think I gave number 1
GSP.
No. GSP, get out of here.
GSP is a great looking man.
You're tripping. I want to say, and this is gonna make you mad. I can't remember who I did because
Cody Garbrandt.
I think it was Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt definitely was on the list, and I don't know if I gave one or not. But I wrote like a real funny every little number 5. I wrote like a funny expert for it, And that's the one I got the most comments on. I mean, no one went to my website, but I got so many comments, and they were like, "You're gay. We're waiting fighters to do chicks," and I'm like, it's not gay to say a guy's good looking. Like, I'm fighting with these fucking idiots in the chat. Yeah, it is. They're like probably 12. Like, it's gay. And I'm like, you can't, but that is a good. We can maybe end that show with the best pound for pound good looking people on this card, because there's a lot of good looking.
That would have been something to do during the quarantine. Remember when we were running out of ideas and shit?
Yeah. Like, I think Aljo's a good looking dude. I think Izzy's a good looking dude. You said he looks like an alien. My wife thinks he's hot.
Dude, so I think Thiago Santos is fucking gorgeous.
Really?
And,
my wife, I think he's handsome. He was in his chick's corner, whatever she fought 2 weeks ago, whatever. Yeah. My wife was watching him. Was like, yeah, that's her dude. He's fighting in a couple weeks. That big dude right there. And he took his mask off because he had a mask on, and he hugged her after she won and stuff. She's like, he's nobody. I'm like, well,
my girlfriend said the same thing. I said,
yeah. I mean, I don't think he's like fucking a 10, but he's a good looking dude. I mean, he's well built.
Maybe it's a tattoo that
he doesn't look like Devin Tejada. I mean, he does, but.
I do want to. I need to check a line real quick, see if anything's moved on this.
Do it. So we haven't touched on slime ball yet. I'm going to give one out. One of the three. It's currently priced 3-fighter slime ball parlay. I'm going 5 units on it. I'm going hefty. It's going to be a plus 198 play. So the first fighter on the slime ball is the first fighter tonight, and that's Mario Batista. I'm confident in this kid. He's 8-1. I know I've gotten in trouble in past adding guys who aren't super established yet. Hasn't fought in a little bit. It's only got 3 fights in UFC, but I just really like this matchup for him. I think he comes out. I think he shows out. He might not get a finish, right? I have him as my send him home. I'm going to bet him to finish, but as far as the slime ball goes, I don't see him losing. He is a good size favorite at minus 245, so it's not like I'm reaching for that one, but I like that. I like that a lot just because Trevin Jones, again, a good guy, been around for a little bit, but when you're 12-6 and you get rattled and almost put out, and luckily, I mean, the ref saved him. I mean, the ref could have stepped in 3 or 4 times, and he just somehow caught Timur at the end of the, caught him and knocked him out. He got lucky on that one. So first slime ball, Mario Batista. I was going to have the whole thing up yesterday with the whole little graphics or whatever, but like I said, I've been down today. I didn't get a chance to do it. All right. So I got my slime ball. You got 2 guys. You got Petrion, Thiago Santos. Both guys are going to put on.
And Olberg.
I don't know. Oh, and Olberg. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Yeah, you had Olberg too. Let me mark that down. I follow your picks as well. Even though I don't do DFS, I like knowing who you had so I can root for him. Yeah, Carlo Silberg, that handsome son of a bitch. Like I said, finish or complete stand-up domination. Either way, that's points right there. Minus 250, I think it's a little hefty for his 4th MMA fight against a guy who is 7-1. He's okay. He's not great, but 250 is a little high for me. I think I'm going to stay away from that fight as a betting aspect, just because, again, unproven talent, even though he is very talented, just a little unproven. So that kind of scares me a little bit. But as far as DFS, I think he could be a point machine, like you said. All right, so that's 3 fighters. You're halfway done. Let's give me another one here, babe. Let's see
this next one. I didn't know much about this guy, but again, I'm trying to play the numbers game here, and let me. God damn it! I just had it up. Okay. Yeah, this guy's a plus 155 to send his opponent home by TKO. Looking at Uros Medic.
Okay.
Did I say his name?
I like that. Yeah, or Uros Medic.
Yeah.
I like that play.
He's 8,900. And just to put in some context, that is pretty expensive. But at the end of this lineup I'm building, I've only got $100 remaining in salary. So, there's not much wiggle room. If I want to get Amanda Nunes, she's 9,600. She's 700 more than this guy. So I mean, it's tough. And I think Megan may give her some problems on the reach. Maybe not problems as far as, defensive problems, but
it's going to take a while for Amanda to fucking get in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think she'll keep her distance with the jab.
Right.
But yeah, Uros Medic, 8,900. I think, with the send him home value there, I like it.
He's a finisher. Again, I don't love fighters from Alaska. That's why I picked against them. I don't love Aylon Cruz, though. I played the number and I kind of played the game with our scoring system. As far as me betting Cruz, I'm thinking about it. I'm definitely betting Dominic Cruz. Let me not confuse the audience. Aylon Cruz is who I'm talking about. Plus 144 for him to win by knockout, which I think he has the capability of doing. I probably don't see it because Medic is a big dude and he's a good kickboxer himself, but plus 500, but for him to win by knockout. Listen, this guy's got some flashy stuff. You know, he's not the most powerful guy. He is a 145 that has now come up to 155. That's why he looked a little smaller. And Medic is a huge 55er. I like that, though. I think Medic's going to bully ball him. And then Aylon Cruz isn't the most durable guy in the world. Got knocked out by Spike Carlisle. Has been hurt in the past before, been finished outside the UFC. So as DFS goes, I like it. But as far as me picking him, I'm flirting with them because I'm fucking. I like dogs, you know. I like the dogs.
We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats.
We need
more dogs.
Love it.
We need more dogs. That's the best part of the world is when he says we need more dogs. And he did this at a fucking press conference about his fucking football players. It's so funny. So yeah, I like the Medic play. I like it too. There's one guy I think if you don't take him, I'm gonna give him to you. I'm gonna give you an idea because you're talking about guys who put up a lot of action and possibly can finish late. This is a guy I have circled that meets that criteria, but we'll go through your lineup. So you got 4 guys there. Who's another one? Could be female. You could take
going down Dom Cruz.
Dom Cruz. Okay, that's a good one.
He's 8,100. I'm getting a little low on salary at this point. You know, we're taking Peter Yan, Olberg, and Medic. So I've got to play the value, play the smart choice here. Dom Cruz, I could see him getting a lot of significant strikes in, and possibly a finish may be about, you know. I don't really see I don't see him finishing. I see him getting a win off of points.
Yeah.
But with his price at 8,100, just getting those points and getting the decision win, that more than enough meets his value. So
right. I'd have to go back and check the tapes. This might be the first time we're all on an underdog. We all picked Tom Cruise as a dog, small dog, plus 110. I just think I wish he was higher because he's so inactive. And the last time he's out, he lost, but he lost to one of the greatest bantamweights, flyweights of all time in Cejudo. And he kind of acted like a baby afterwards, right? He acted like a little bitch. But I think this matchup's great for him. Casey Kenny is primarily a grappler. You're not going to fucking take Dom down and hold him down. His striking's come a long way, but Dom's got that funkiness regardless of his injuries. And that's your lock. You locked him up as your underdog lock too. I think that's a great thing. Again, that was my second backup. That's a guy. I know we play a game where we're all, you know, lock up and stuff. Just because I didn't get to take him as my lock doesn't mean I love him. I love him as an underdog. Plus 110. That's a fight I'm definitely betting. I'm thinking about doing multiple units on him and Phillips together, Cruz and Phillips together, just a little 2-fight parlay, put maybe 4 or 5 units on it. Get a little crazy with that because at that plus number, you're looking at a huge return, and I'm confident in both guys. And that's a good play because Dominic Cruz, regardless of what you feel about his style, and he's not a power puncher, he's not a submission threat, but he's going to fucking score a lot of points. He's going to kick you. He's going to punch you. He's going to move, and he's going to hit you. And he has high output. He doesn't get tired ever. The guy takes 4 years off, comes in and fights 5 rounds like it's nothing. Like, you know, he doesn't believe in ring rust. Just ask him. So
seems to be always training too. I follow him.
Well, that's why he always gets hurt because he never fucking stops. You know what I mean? He's always training, and he's, as much as I hate him as a commentator because I do, he's a smart mind. I saw the weigh-in show. They did like a very long weigh-in show today, which is kind of cool. And they had fighters come up on the desk and they talked to him. And DC was really kind of picking his brain about, you know, because Dom kind of kept it tight lip on what he is doing and you know, like game plan wise or whatever. And but he's a sharp guy. Like he knows what to do. It's just hopefully his body doesn't fail him. All right, so I'm gonna give another slime ball while you think about your last play here. This is a guy that I'm high on. This is a guy that you went opposite. You didn't see the value in him. You said this guy's fought nobody. Sean Brady. I like Sean Brady's skills. I think this guy is trained with people that are good enough, and they say this guy's the real deal, right? And Jake Matthews, to me, has fallen flat a little bit. I went back because I made some claims last night on Jake Matthews. I went back, looked at his record, looked at some of his fights when I was going to bed last night. And He's a little underrated in my eyes, right? I think people blew him up to be this big Australian star that he's not.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've overlooked him most of his career. I probably have never picked him, if I'm being honest with you. But that's still not going to – I think this fight's a little closer. I think Sean Brady, though, still gets it done. And I actually love the prop. Now this is a prop show. Sean Brady, again, has a wicked guillotine. And I can see Jake Matthews shooting in. I can see something happening. Sean Brady by submission. Sean Brady is mainly a point fighter, right? He likes to he's good boxing. He's not the biggest knockout artist, but I see Jake maybe shooting in or something like that. Sean Brady by submission plus 400. I like that. I like that a lot with that guillotine. That could happen. I mean, again, Sean Brady hasn't proven any of this. That's why his KO is, I think, plus 500 too. I don't see a KO happening. I see him wearing Brady or Matthews down, going to decision. I think I'm going to go Sean Brady by submission, take a little poke, and then I'm going to go over. Will the fight go to distance? Yeah. And then whatever the over-under is set at, I'm going to go over as well. I think those are all, I'm going to parlay all those together. And
good shit.
Oh, not submission together. Excuse me. That'd be counterproductive, but submission straight up and then the over-unders and stuff. Cool. That's my second leg of the parlay, my slime ball parlay. So I got Batista and I got Brady. Your final fighter here, Timbo. Who do you got in the DFS?
To go back on the DraftKings, realizes the value of Sean Brady. He's 9,300. So they're expecting big things from him as well.
He's just really technically sound. He doesn't do anything wrong. His biggest critique for me was cardio before the UFC because he was really muscled up. I think he might have had some steroid issues before the UFC. I think that delayed his UFC run. I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna get sued, but there was something that really delayed his UFC run before he got in the UFC. His first couple fights in the UFC, I felt like he looked a little like in mud. And then this past at least his last one, he's really kind of turned the corner. And I think he just doesn't do anything wrong. And I just don't think Jake Matthews is like this crazy explosive guy that's going to catch him with something, So I'm good. Going back to when we first started this, I am kind of concerned about that pick now. Well, I mean, plus 170 though, and again, Jake Matthews isn't a chump. He's only lost 4 times. He has more experience.
Mm-hmm.
I like the poke. I don't mind the poke at all, if I'm being honest with you. I feel more comfortable if I got to reverse it after what I know now from the weigh-ins. I would pick Matthews over Joe B if I could go back.
Is that right?
I'd switch my underdog plays. Yeah. I wouldn't lock up Matthews, but I would go, listen, this guy, he's not cutting all the weight. He's got to have the advantage. But
Brady's averaged 100 points in his 3 UFC fights.
Yeah, so, he's an active guy. He's got good boxing. His jiu-jitsu is great. He's not going to get taken down and held down. He's going to take people down. And Matthews is just he's one of those guys he's like a jack of all trades, right? He's okay at everything, not great at everything. Or you know what I mean? Whatever that is, whatever that saying is. I don't know. My brain's mush.
All right. Last fighter of the night. This is someone that me and you were on, and now you've concerned me yet again with the post weigh-in thoughts. Joey B, man.
Okay.
Prior to he's 7,900. First off, this is multiple title challenger.
Right.
Prior to his 2 fights with Figgy, his fight with Formiga, his fight with Ortiz, and his fight with Perez, he averaged 110 points in each of those. And those are 3-round fights. So he's getting, and granted he finished 2 of them, but he had 108.9 points against Ortiz in a decision win, and that's in a 3-round fight, I believe, too. So I mean, he's got the experience to do it. I'm confident. I'm very confident for his value here. I think he can get a lot of control time. I think he can get a lot of takedowns. He can get 6 or 7 takedowns in this fight if he chooses to. So yeah, I'm riding with Joey B here. I like him.
Yeah, that surprises me a little bit. The one guy that I kind of teased earlier that I thought that you were on and I'm on is Tim Elliott. He's a guy that's just high active. He's going to throw a lot of shit. He's going to mix in takedowns. And Jordan Espinoza is a little bit of a question mark, right? He's been submitted before. Tim Elliott looked great on the scales. Typically when he weighs in or when he stares down fighters, he looks down, right? He was in Espinoza's face. Like, he's ready for this fight. A motivated Tim Elliott, I think, is a good play because I think he's going to be super active and possibly finish the fight late, right? Espinoza's a heavy wrestler base, decent hands. He could slow down and get fucking arm triangle, get guillotine. I mean, Tim Elliott's got great chunks. Huh?
He's cheap. I mean, I'll have some plays of him for sure because I'm doing more than one lineup. And I'm be honest with you guys, I felt good about last week because I really did kill it last week under that fucking Rosenstruck. But I was very hell bent on keeping that lineup because that's the exact lineup that I said on the show. Sure. But I may take this to Tinkertown, so make sure you check me out.
Get him on.
Get him
on Twitter.
I change it.
Do you tweet at all on Temptatious anymore? Still?
No. I mean, very rarely, but I think I'll probably will tomorrow.
Right. That's what happened to me. I had a personal account, and then I was more on that, and I go, wait a second, I need to spend more time on this. So I shut that down and just moved everything over to MMA Takes. That way I can, get the name out there and just tweet at that, to get that, even if it's non-MMA related, if I'm just talking to a buddy or something. So again, Tim Elliott, I think is a good play. Joe B scares me a little bit, simply because of the weigh-in thing. And Askar Askarov is one of those guys. He's just he can't stand with Joe B because Joe B still has the power. The power is the last thing to go. This dude's just gonna fucking lay on him, crotch sniff him, and that scares me a little bit. But
you think he's gonna lay on Joe B?
He's gonna try. So it's gonna I don't think he's gonna be able to hold him down. But Devin, I can't believe I'm gonna fucking say this because you know me. Devin made a good point. He said Joe B was an excellent wrestler, WC, all this, but he's never really went against these fucking Russian Dagestan dudes. Well, he's not from Dagestan, Askar, but these Russian guys, it's a different style of wrestling, which he's right. So that kind of got seated in my head, and Askar missed weight or whatever, and it's like, man, I don't know. So that's why I'm putting pause on betting Joe B. I'm obviously can't switch my pick. But it could be a fucking high, because if you look at the Tim Elliott fight with Askar Askarov, that was a high fucking pace fight. Could be the same. Joe B's got big power. He could hurt this guy. I don't know. That's a fight that I'm really looking forward to see what kind of Joe B comes out, because he's obviously been written off after the Figueroa fights. Final leg of the slime ball. I don't think it's a surprise to nobody. I'm going Izzy Adesanya.
Hey,
listen, that's my guy. He's my anchor. I'm very confident in the two I got, and it's going to end the night wonderfully. I'm also going to go heavy on him. I've teased on the podcast. I've teased with you guys. Fucking Kristen, Chalk Tejada takes a chalk, and now you are spread.
You're scared.
Yeah, man. Kristen throwing shots, dude. I teased a 10 unit play on Izzy, which would be a G, 1G. I tweeted that or texted you guys probably like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Oh, geez. And I've been flirting with it, and then I've even kind of convinced myself to go up to 50 units, 5K, and I'm trying to talk myself into all this shit. I backed off that talk. I'll admit, okay, I backed off a little bit. There's still a very slight chance that when I drive down there tomorrow to Indiana, because if I could bet for my house, it had already been done. I would already the minute it popped in my head. But now
that gets you thinking.
Right now that I only get to do it one day, I'm taking my girls down there. Wife's got to work. There's still a possibility that I'm going to go G on him, but I'm definitely going to put him straight up at least 5 units, maybe more. I'm spending a lot of money in this card, and I'm hoping to get a good return. Last week, like you said, you felt really good about your DFS. You did really well. Besides the Rosenstruck, that really the main event kind of fucked you. I actually was kind of checked out because I was looking forward to this card so much. Mm-hmm. I did really well. I don't think I lost a bet, and if I did, it was an insignificant bet. Won my slime ball, won my straight ups, won my underdog with I can't remember now who the fuck it was. Let me look at the paper because it's gonna bother me now. Pedro Munoz. That's right. Yeah, one of my dog with Munoz. So I had a great week, and that scares me because in gambling, I felt like I literally almost didn't go to Indiana last week because we had to drive the opposite side of town in Ohio, and then I had to take like this crazy loop highway to get to Indiana. And I told my wife, I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to do that. We're with the kids. It's like, I'll just go, and I'm like, all right, cool, I'll just go. Right? I almost didn't do it because I was like, I'm gonna save all my money for this. Well, I tripled my money from last week, so I'm glad I went, but I wasn't feeling it. This week, I want to go today to Indiana. I almost went today, but my migraine fucked me up. Like, I'm so excited. So now I'm starting to fucking think like, oh shit, I might lose every goddamn bet because now I'm confident, but I don't know. It's also kind of weird that, and it's not weird, but I feel bad for Amanda Nunes because I think she's the GOAT female fighter, and we didn't talk about her once. Simply for the fact that she's so high. It's not her fault that she got prices high. It's absolutely crazy to me that we have.
What's Megan Anderson by knockout?
Megan Anderson by knockout.
It's gotta be probably.
What do you think?
20-1.
20-1. I think that's probably her only chance to win. So Megan Anderson by decision is 1,800. Megan Anderson by TK is 1,100. By submission is 25-1. 11-1 for her to win by knockout. That's her only way to win, right? I mean, she could maybe win a decision, but
submission. Who was it? Was it a GDR that almost caught Amanda Nunes in a couple triangles or a couple arm bars?
Maybe that was a fight that Amanda took it to the ground. Yeah. Amanda's slick on the ground, but Megan Anderson's just not good on the ground, dude. It was a while ago, but she got taken down by Holly Holm, and Holly Holm, who's not.
Yeah, you don't hear that often.
Yeah, Holly Holm is not great on the ground, and she smothered Megan, and Megan looked like she never. That's what I think made her move to Kansas City, is because she's like, this is like, I'm in the UFC now. These fucking chicks are real, right? Yeah. Amanda Nunes by decision is plus. Wait, really? Oh, okay, so they're Amanda Nunes by KO, TKO is plus 100. Amanda Nunes by submission is plus 175. I like submission. I think she's gonna ground this fight. I think she's gonna choke, some kind of choke. She's really good. She's slick on the ground, and I like that at plus 175. I almost feel like you got to bet on all the title fights, right? And I'm not going to bet Amanda at plus 1,000. I'm not going to add her to a parlay, but I might dabble in her winning by submission at plus 175. Almost 2-1 on your number. I mean, why not? Megan Anderson's not fucking killer on the ground. I don't care how much she's working on the ground. Amanda Nunes' first discipline was jiu-jitsu. So
it's so crazy to me that she's minus 1,100. You said, right? So if you're gonna bet her,
I got her at 1,000.
Okay, she's minus 1,000.
Yeah, she was up at 1,250 at one point.
Okay, regardless, either minus 1,000, minus 1,250. Well, then she's plus 100, plus 100, and plus 175 for the method of victory.
All the ways for her to win are in the plus.
So you should just take all three of those if you do want to bet her. You get her at minus 300.
Exactly, it would make no sense for anybody. So to win $100 on Amanda Nunes, for those who are ill-informed, you got to place $1,000 to win 100. So why would anyone want to do that? Take that $1,000 that you're so confident in Nunes, right? And
split it into three.
Out over those three fucking pluses, and your ass is covered. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think there's so many people, and I'm admittedly one of them. I used to never like betting props because as much as I love MMA and as much as I can pick winners, I struggled with picking how fights would get finished. Like, a lot of the times I'd have an idea, but it wasn't my strong suit. And then so this past year or so, well, maybe less than a year, this past couple months, I've been really trying to hone in on that because that's where the action is, dude. That's where all these fucking, you like Amanda Nunes at 1,000. I think she's going to win. Great. Don't touch that. Touch the prop, And that's something I'm really opening my eyes to now. And I've won some money on prop with me. Thiago Moises at plus 850. That was
thank you.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where I'm starting to kind of involve my game a little bit. You involve or die in this world, Timbo. I'm trying to involve, babe. One of these days I'll get on DFS. First time doing it, win $1 million. I'll have some with you. I'll buy Devin a new fucking laptop. We'll be good, babe. We'll be good. All right, man. That is it. I haven't eaten dinner yet. It's almost 10 o'clock at night. I'm a fucking bum. Yeah, this was fun, dude. Let's win some money. Big night. We're gonna recap after this. I don't know, right after the pay-per-view, but we're gonna recap because the pay-per-view is unreal. I can't believe all 15 fights are locked in right now. I have a feeling we're going to lose one tomorrow. We always lose one on the fight day or whatever. I always get because I always get alerts because Devin's got the alerts on Twitter of all those guys. So he'll send it to the chat first and I'll be like, fuck. Like, sometimes I don't even want to open the message because I'm like, this might be a cancellation. I can't.
Sometimes it's fake news by Devin, though, so you got to watch out.
Yeah, that's true. Devin thinks fucking.
Add that to his nicknames.
Yeah, fake news. Yeah, Chubb Tejada, Chalk Tejada, 360 Tejada.
Late Tejada.
What was it?
Late Tejada.
Late Tejada, and now fake news Tejada for sure. This guy's got an abundance of nicknames. And let me tell you something. Those people that are watching that do not know Devin Tejada, those are all true. Those are all true nicknames. This is the guy who will suck a fighter's dick and then literally 360 and talk about how shitty he is after a total of 2 rounds. He's the most emotional, quick snap judgment guy I've ever met in my entire life. It's entertaining because I like poking them. I like giving them a little poke and trying to be like, listen, dude, relax a little bit here. You got no money involved. You just picked the guy, and now you're literally wanting to burn his house down because you picked him wrong. Like he literally didn't even get picks out last week. He kind of casually mentioned, I think I'm leaning with Grojenstruck, right? And then I kind of was like, well, I think Gon's going to dominate or whatever it was. And then that casual mention of him getting the fight wrong, he buried both fighters. Like, you are fucking dead.
Oh, yeah, 180. Yeah, 180 to 360 would be better where he is.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the mullet. That's a Kentucky fucking waterfall. That's
Mississippi mudslide.
Mississippi mudslide. That's why this guy's smart, man. My brain's mush right now. I need to go eat some food, get some medicine, rest up. I got a full day of kids. I got the girls from 9 to 4. Oh, by the way, I meant to tweet you or text you guys this. I didn't want to you know what? Fuck it. So, Devin always gets on me about chili. I love chili, right? So I'm making not Cincinnati chili. Cincinnati chili is different.
Skyline.
I'm making right. Skyline. Shout out Skyline. Sponsor the show. I love you forever. I'm making a Texas style chili. And it's my stepdad's recipe. It's amazing. He's won chili contest with it. He gave it to me. Yeah, I went and bought the ingredients today. I got everything. Got meat from the butcher. Got it all right. You make it the night before, so I got to make it tonight. Put it in the fridge and then crock pot it all day tomorrow. Significance of this is the last time I made this, and I swear to God, I checked my Instagram, was Connor champ over Eddie Alvarez.
No shit.
And who's my guy fighting this week, champ? And I'll be stuff my face with fucking
chili, boy.
Woo! I'll take
you go with Fritos. What's your side of choice with it?
Saltine crackers.
Okay.
Saltine crackers, a little bit of cheese. I got 2 different kinds of cheese. I got sharp cheddar that's really fat and thick. It was very expensive too. It was like $8. Fuck you, cheese. Why are you so expensive? And then I got little thinner pieces as well. So you're gonna have a little bit of, dude. I'm working. I'll send pictures, dude. I'm killing it though. A little bit of jalapenos in there.
Hey now.
Got that ground sirloin. Got that good meat. All right, that's it. That's it. Thanks for watching, Kristen. Thank you for correcting me on the 180 Tejada. I can't believe Devin didn't even. I literally insulted him last week. Called him 360. He just went with it. No one noticed that it was wrong. All right, 180 Tejada. All right, that's it, Timbo. Let's win some money this weekend, bro. Okay,
let's do it, brother.
All right,
thanks, brother. See you later, man.
And Bet the Best 3 on Twitter. Bet the Best on iTunes, Spotify, all that shit. They are giving out fire NBA picks. If you're watching this because you love MMA, great. But if you like gambling even more, follow Bet the Best because they are the best right now. Love you, Tim.
See you, brother. Later.